countdown is on for WWE WrestleMania week in Orlando. Join us at the WrestleCon FanFest Friday, March 31st and Saturday, April 1st with over 150 top superstars and WWE legends available for autographs and pose photos. At the MWF booth, meet Shelton Benjamin, Zeb Coulter, and John Cena Sr. both days. For discount pre-sale tickets, visit BostonWrestling.com.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
In the third obituary video we're producing this weekend and fourth this week, very sorry to report that former WWF, now WWE heavyweight champion Ivan Koloff has passed away at the age of 74. Ivan made multiple appearances with us here in the Millennium Wrestling Federation at events we had down in the Carolinas. He was beloved by folks in that part of the country. The date, January 18th, 1971, the reaction in Madison Square Garden, very similar to that of the Mercedes-Benz Superdome when Brock Lesnar ended The Undertaker's WrestleMania undefeated streak in 2014. On this night in New York City, it was Ivan Koloff ending Bruno Sammartino's near 8-year reign as champion. Let me say that again, a near 8-year reign as champion. After the result of the match digested with fans around the Northeast Territory, Koloff wound up losing the title to Pedro Morales just 3 weeks later and was ushered out of the territory due to fear of violence against him. Yes, in the 70s, those bloodthirsty fans of the King of Sports were a crazy bunch that loved their Bruno. Koloff also had runs in WWE from 1975 to 1976, 1978 through 79, and 1983, runs where he stayed hot to take on whoever the champion was at the time and not wear out his welcome, as was the case with all of the top heels during the territory days. Koloff was a top superstar in every NWA territory he worked in the 1970s and 80s. He was especially hot in the Mid-Atlantic, Georgia, and Florida territories. He had 4 runs as NWA World Tag Team Champion, NWA Florida Tag Team Champion on 5 times, and 7 reigns as the NWA Georgia Tag Team Champion. Georgia was always a hot territory for tag team wrestling. In addition to his WWE Championship singles run, he also held the NWA television title 3 times. He was a major star on TBS Wrestling over the course of 2 decades. With the United States' issues with Russia being white-hot, Koloff joined forces with Nikita Koloff and Crusher Khrushchev, who went on to become Demolition Smash. They had major feuds in the mid-'80s with Dusty Rhodes, the Rock and Roll Express, the Road Warriors, and all the top babyfaces of that era. His full-time career came to an end in 1989 as the Crockett family were preparing to sell their territory to Ted Turner in what would ultimately become WCW. Koloff continued wrestling around the country. He made stops in Jim Cornette's Smoky Mountain Wrestling, even the early days of Extreme Championship Wrestling. He became an ordained minister in 1995, sharing his story, his battles with drugs and alcohol to try and benefit the lives of others. Koloff was recently sued by WWE in an attempt for him not to be able to sue them, and part of the class action lawsuit that continues to grow over the CTE issue that the NFL was plagued with. Where that goes remains to be seen, but has over 50 former WWE wrestlers that are a part of it. Several weeks back, Ivan's daughter set up a GoFundMe account for Ivan, announcing that after privately battling liver disease for over a decade, he was starting to show signs of liver failure and wouldn't be able to make appearances of any kind going forward. We send out our thoughts to the family, friends, and fans of Ivan Koloff. May he rest in peace.